felt it would give us the best access to the strongest possible group of senior insurance decision makers.
Insurtech Insights is a must-do conference, I think, for the network that is built here.
Great. We'll wait 15 minutes to everybody to come. Yeah, can we start, Emil? Great. So guys, it's great to have you with us today. My name is Gil. I'm Gil A, and I have Gil B with me today. We are both Gils. And we're going to discuss about some very important topic for our industry, which we believe that the insurance hasn't quantified its impact, and this is called longevity and aging. I'm Gil Arazi. I founded FinTLV some 8 years ago. We are a global investor at Insurtech companies. This is part of our portfolio companies. And today we are going to speak about a very important topic. So we are working with like 300 global insurance groups, reinsurance companies from all around the world, and we try to collect all the time the major trends that are leads our industry. And two of these major trends that we would like to tackle today are prevention and the future of longevity and aging, because both of them are having a huge impact on humanity in general and on the insurance industry per se. So let's start with longevity. As you probably aware of, and you know, we have a huge growth in the older population. And currently, if you look at the US market, you can see that if it's in 1920, we had only 4.2%, 4.7% of people are at the age of 65. Today, this number has spiked to 17%, and it represents 57 million lives only in the US. But this is not the whole story, because the story behind this number is the growth within this group of ages. So if you can see in the last 10 years, the people that are at the age of 65 to 84 has grown in 42%, and 15% for the ones that are above 85 years old, which really brings the longevity into new heights. Now, it was good, it was nice, because we live longer, but the problem is that we live longer, but not in such good years. We have a minor and not so good years, which is a huge gap in our industry. Today, we are speaking about 16 years gap between the healthy lifespan and the lifespan of the population, and these years are in poor health conditions, okay? So this is a gap that is reflecting on our industry significantly, and if we take this gap and we try to measure the quantification of this gap in terms of expenses, you can see that the price of old age is 5 times bigger than all the catastrophes that we are suffering from. And this is a huge, huge number, and this number has a huge impact on our industry, of course. And at the end of the day, we're going to ask ourselves the next question: who's going to pay for this? Because if in 1950, for every person that was at the age of 65, we had 12 employees that are working and producing things. Today it dropped down to 7, and it's about to drop down to 4 in the next 10 years. And in some cases, the situation is even worse, because in places like Japan, we see from 12 people now only 2 people that are below 65 and working are trying to, for everyone that is 65 and above. This is a very, very important number to understand, because it reflects on our general economies. So as I said, life expectancy is increasing, not always in a good way, because we have a huge gap between healthy lives and healthy lifespan and our longevity, which is something we should discuss about. And all of these things are happening before we are speaking about an exponential growth that is based on technology. So we currently know already that on the medical side, and Gil Blander will speak about it in a minute, we know that on the medical side we have a huge knowledge and understandings that is not yet been translated to our day-to-day lives, which is going to impact our lives, our longevity and our healthy lifespan. And we know for sure that in the next 2 years we're going to find ourselves with operative quantum computers, together with all the AI revolution that we are now we see now in our day-to-day lives. And this is all together going to bring us to an inflection point, which I will discuss in a minute. And there are some very well-known professors, researchers, and medical doctors that are working on the issue of aging and longevity. And some of them even claim that longevity and aging is a disease that can be treatable. We're going to meet some of these companies in a minute. So we have a few things waiting for us. First of all, we're going to see changes in the society based on the changes on the longevity and aging. We're going to see a projected impact of additional 10 to 20 years of life added to our longevity in the next 20 years. This is huge, and this is, of course, going to impact all our business models of life insurance, health insurance, provident funds, all these type of annuities, pension fund, etc. And before I'm going to finalize this part and move the projector to Gil, I'd like to say that if we would look at the morbidity and the mortality tables in 20 years from now, the actuaries in this room might get a heart attack. Why? Because this is going to be a nightmare for all the long-tail companies that having these huge long-tail products. So part of the solution and the solutions that we are about to speak today is prevention, of course, because prevention has become one of the major topics of the insurance industry on one hand, and on the other hand, it's the only tool that we can now foresee for the health insurance problems that we discussed before, or the 60 years gap that we see before between healthy age and lifespan. So we see a lot of money poured into prevention globally, and I have a few examples here. Nico, for example, it's a company that was founded by the previous founder, by one of the co-founders of Spotify, Daniel Ek. This company has built a very sophisticated scanning platform that can detect early detection of a lot of diseases on your skin, on cancer, etc., etc. In 2 hours, they sold all the slots for the next 2 years, right? This is crazy. We see a lot of changes coming over through drug discovery, personalized drugs, changing in our cellular processes, and also regenerating body parts coming from a lot of companies, like Altos, for example. Altos is a company that Jeff Bezos invested there $3 billion, and this company is trying to take the Yamanaka factors. Gil Blander can tell you a bit more about it, but trying to take this into the day-to-day life, and they claim that in 20 years from now, they are going to end the aging processes. Okay, this is an example. We have an example of companies that they can take a sample of your liver and build 20 different livers out of it for transplant, etc., etc. And one of the companies that I'm happy to share with you today, and I'm so grateful for Gil to join me from New York for this, is called InsideTracker. And I'll let Gil introduce InsideTracker.
Thank you so much, Gil, and it's a pleasure to present in front of you guys. So my name is Gil as well, Gil Blander, and I'm the founder and chief scientific officer of a company that called InsideTracker, and we focus on prevention and longevity. And I want you for a second to try to close your eyes or look at this amazing person moving and imagine that you are having the power to understand your unique biological markers. Imagine that this will allow you to, empowering you to make informed lifestyle choices and that can extend your lifespan, health span, and enhance your overall well-being. And what I want to say that you don't need to imagine because it's happening right now. And I will show you one example of that, and that's the company that I founded 14 years ago that called InsideTracker. So what I want to start with, I will show you a quick video that shows what our mobile app is doing, and then we'll continue.
The InsideTracker app provides a convenient and intuitive dashboard for everything you need to optimize your health. Once your blood results are ready, your personalized analysis will reveal where your health is optimized and where it's not. Each biomarker tab includes a breakdown, explaining what each measurement means for your health. Adding DNA results takes your analysis even deeper by revealing how your genetic predispositions are contributing to your blood biomarker levels. Once you select a wellness goal, InsideTracker's algorithm will generate a customizable action plan with specific nutrition, fitness, supplement, and lifestyle recommendations. Explore each recommendation to learn how to improve your biomarker levels and achieve your wellness goal. Easily toggle recommendations on or off to focus on the actions that will make the biggest impact on your health and longevity. Check in each day to track your progress. You can also customize your notification settings to help you stay on track. Integrate your fitness tracker for real-time feedback and pro tips, like how you can best recover from a workout. Retest your blood biomarker levels every 3 to 6 months to track your progress over time and identify what to work on next. Discover the science of your health. InsideTracker. Start inside.
So as you heard today, I've been in a few sessions and I haven't seen a session without AI, so I will need to say it as well. So we developed an AI platform that basically allows us to combine data from blood tests, as you've seen in the video, user-generated health data. So we're asking a lot of questions for our users, their DNA data and data from fitness tracker. And based on that, we are building a very personalized, customized action plan for our users. How can they optimize their body? Because you can always be better. I cannot run marathon in less than 2 hours, but I might be able to run marathon. And if I will optimize my body, I might be able to do it. If I won't optimize my body, I won't do it. The same, maybe my genetic allow me to live to 100, but if I won't optimize my body, I won't get to 100. So basically what we're doing, we're trying to optimize the body of each user and allow him to reach his potential. And we are doing it by allowing the user to receive a recommendation that's coming from nutrition, what food to eat. So I don't know if you know, but there are 8,000 different food items available to us in the world. And if you will measure what do you eat in a week, so average person in the world eat around 40 of those. Okay, so we have 8,000 and we eat 40. And most of us eat the 40 that are not the best for us. So what we are doing, we are trying to feed to you, not 40, but 5 food that are best for you. The same for what exercise to do or not to do, what lifestyle to do, and also what supplement to take and what supplement not to take, because a lot of us are taking too many supplements that we don't need. We also develop a biological age, which we call innerage, and basically we are combining the data of all the blood biomarker into one number, and then you can compare it to your chronological age. And then you know whether you are older or younger than your chronological age. And when you know that, you can also receive intervention, as I said before, food, supplement, exercise, and lifestyle changes that will allow you to optimize your inner age, and based on that, optimize your blood biomarkers. So today we have around 100,000 users that have blood, DNA, fitness tracker, and user-generated health data. I think that we have the biggest database of, I call it free-range humans, so basically humans that are not in the hospital connected to a tube. As you can see in this slide, around 60% of them improve their innerage from the baseline to follow-up. Basically, they become better. But what is more interestingly is that the subpopulation that started with innerage higher than the chronological age, meaning that they are older than their chronological age, improved their innerage by around 2 years. So basically, it's possible for us, this audience, to optimize your body and decrease your innerage and hopefully live better longer. So again, we build a platform that allow our users to basically collect a lot of data about them, develop like, I call it a digital twin, someone like you that live in the digital sphere. And based on that, we're providing to you a very personalized recommendation, laser-focused recommendation, what to eat, how to exercise, what to supplement, and how to change your lifestyle. And then, based on that, we published a paper a few years ago in a peer-reviewed journal that showed that we improved 14 out of 17 blood biomarkers. And they are important biomarkers, especially for life and health insurance. Some of them glucose, cholesterol, testosterone, iron, vitamin D, and a lot of other. I'm very excited about diabetes, and I'm sure that you are also thinking about that. What we have seen recently when we acquired the high number of data set is that we can improve the level of the A1C. A1C is the best marker of diabetes, and I will show you a graph in a second. And you can see in the x-axis, in the y-axis, you can see the percentage of A1C. Any level above 6.5 considered to be diabetic. And in the x-axis, you can see the draw 1, draw 2, draw 3, 4, and 5. And basically, we follow this subpopulation for 5 draws that happen in a span of between 2 to 3 years. And you can see that from draw 1 to draw 2, there was a statistical significant decrease that stay for 3 and 4, but in 5, they even decrease to a level that is below diabetes, so basically pre-diabetic level. Again, it's a small population here, but I think that's a very strong data that suggests that we might be able to manage diabetes with lifestyle and not taking a lot of drug and so on. We have also data from other markers, and markers such as lipids and inflammation markers and hormones and vitamin that we see the same result. So basically, we see a very strong data, and we are packaging now for publication, that using a platform such as InsideTracker will allow people, like free-range people, not in the hospital, to optimize their blood biomarkers and hopefully allow them to live better longer. So why should you care, the life and health insurance executive? You should care because if you can do that with lifestyle, it's much cheaper than for health insurance to send to the clinician or to send to the hospital or to subscribe a drug. I'm sure that all of you know that GLP-1 agonists cost $1,000 a month, and that's a lot of money. So you can do it with the food that they are eating and sending them to the gym. And for life insurance, if they will live longer, maybe the 20 years span that you insure them, they will still be alive, so you won't need to basically pay the big premium for them. Last, I want to provide to you a resource. So I'm a longevity freak in the last 30 years, and so in the last couple of years, I interviewed 50 leaders in the longevity domain in a podcast that's called Longevity by Design. Gil showed you Nir Barzilai. We interviewed him. Actually, we have an interview 2 weeks ago. We interviewed David Sinclair, if you know him, and Andrew Huberman, if you heard about him, and a lot of leaders in the longevity domain. So you are more than welcome to listen to it, and I will move the baton to Gil.
Okay. So this was a bit about body telematics. When you use telematics for car, the minute you start understanding something about yourself, you're starting to take care of it. And this is the same here. You are aware of something, and you can start working on it, and you can start taking care of it. And this is one of the examples of the preventative measures that we can now use from the medical side into the insurance industry. Now, as I said before, we are now at the currently at an inflection point within all the long-tail products of the insurance industry. Why inflection point? Because, as I said, life is getting longer, and by saying that if in 20 years we have 10 years longer on our longevity, this is going to impact significantly the insurance industry. So starting with life settlements, of course, as long as people are living, life settlements become very, very expensive, and basically you get the life settlement of very small change based on what you had before. This is the first example. On health insurance, of course, I think the most important part for health insurance companies is now start to develop their own abilities to prevent people from becoming ill, because the huge gap between healthy lifespan and lifespan is not getting shorter, and we need to shorten it. This is part of what insurance should do to their customers and for themselves as well. Otherwise, new treatments, new blood tests, new changes that are coming from the FDA, etc., will kill our business models as health insurance companies. We need to find ways to cope with all these changes. Wealth management, of course, people would live longer, and they would need to get prepared to use their assets in a way that will enable them to afford their living, which means they would need to work more years, more careers, and they would need to save more money and to change their investment thesis even on their own. And this is part of the changes that we're going to see in wealth management. For life insurance, it's a bit tricky because as life gets longer, life insurance, term life insurance is getting better in terms of underwriting results, and also the investment side of the insurance companies could be slightly different. But the huge impact of this is going to be on the annuities market and the pension funds market, because if you had an annuity market, an annuity, and you had an agreement with your insurance companies on your annuity, and suddenly life expectancy is getting much longer, then these annuities are going to be broken. And basically, companies might find themselves without enough capital to basically pay these annuities. And on the pension fund, the same. If you are on a pension fund, it's like a mutual. And as a mutual, if you have an actuarial balance sheet which is different, you might find yourself having very, very small pension instead of what you have expected for. And this is why, again, we should start thinking on our wealth management on this part. Lastly, I want to say goodbye and thank you to Iris Apfel. She just passed away this month. She was one of the role models for us for longevity and aging, how you should age. And after 102.5 years, she was working until her last day, and she left us this month. Uncertainty regarding longevity exposes all types of long-tail risks on the insurance industry, and this is why we are here today. Insurance companies need to lead the change in this, otherwise it will be very difficult in the next decade or two. Thank you very much. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have from the audience.